And minutes, can I have a motion to approve the attached minutes from the July 17th, 2024 meeting? Motion. Second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. All right, we're going to go right on to the big discussion. I need to discuss the FHS ribbon cutting ceremony.
All right, so to start this off, we are at, as of this morning, it says 8:20, but it's really 8:21, 783 attendees. That is 281 separate registrations. So like households have registered, but multiple people for registration. So I'd say we're probably going to expect about 1,000 people coming first because registration is not required. So because of that, Kathy, Russ, Dan, and myself have been meeting to kind of make sure we're managing all of these logistics and staying on top of it. So we have our planning document and we'll walk through that with you guys just so you can see what we've been doing and where we are. Just so you know, we have checklists in there that we've been checking off as we go along. Highlighted things are just to kind of, so we don't miss the things that we have left to do. So right now, weather forecast, partly cloudy, high 84. We're watching that. Somebody mentioned to me thunderstorms, but I'm pretending that never happened. I never heard that. So let's think sunny and nice weather. Parking and logistics. So parking is going to be difficult for this many people. We've created, and it's in the packet that you have with you, a parking map. And we've been working with our police department to make sure that we're managing parking as efficiently as possible. Basically, high level, what we're planning on doing, those that have registered for the event will be issued a parking pass. I have everybody's email, so we've created 2 different levels of parking pass. There's a general parking pass for registered attendees. They will get this, display it on their dashboard, and they will be directed to lot A, which is the teacher lot at the back of the building. And hopefully, if it's available, Nelson, the temporary lot that we're creating. It will.
They'll be out by here and on Monday, like you want to strike this.
Okay.
So you have an additional
99, I think it was. So registered people up to the top of the hill in the back of the building or over to that additional lot that we've created. Premier parking pass is for building committee members, town council members, board of ed members, speakers. They get the premier pass and they are going to be primarily in lot C, which is like the guest park visitor parking lot at the front of the building. And then the perimeter of what we're calling lot B. That's if we need it. I prefer not to have people in that lot just because with 700, 800, 900 people, I don't want people up against cars. You know, so we need to, it's families, it's a lot of people walking around. We want to leave some space there. And then people that did not register because registration is not required will be directed by the police department to park in the temporary lot by the library, which is 121 spots, or town hall. So I think based on the number of separate registrations we have, we are okay for parking right now. If that changes, we have a contingency plan to maybe have offsite parking and shuttle in. We gotta discuss that more with our police department, but I think we're okay for that. So that's the parking plan and the parking passes.
Are you going to have people monitoring the parking lots?
Yes, so we have CERT officers who are going to be doing the traffic control and monitoring that. We also will have about 4 or 5 police officers who are school resource officers. They will be on site as well. So we have a lot of traffic control managers.
I can move.
Yeah, good.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I met with the police department. We are also having an internal meeting with the police department and other town school staff as well, just to go and lay out those final logistics and make sure everybody's on the same page. So that's kind of the biggest logistical hurdle is the parking and getting people there.
Kat, would it be worth maybe putting something there to just say that there's going to be a lot of traffic, carpool or walk or?
Yes, so there, Later in here, it talks about sending an email to registered attendees. I have a sample email here that we go over parking, your pass. I think maybe we can add in carpool or, if we have any closed off.
Or even just a warning, like even if something went out on social media, like, hey, there's gonna be limited parking, we encourage you guys to, or just giving the people the heads up, they might be able to have time with friends.
Exactly. I think that's good to add into that message.
Especially given the number of registered.
Given the number registered, it's a lot.
We're so glad.
Yeah, no, it's a
For the
great
response.
It's a great response. It's been for that, very long time for the town, so, it's very.
Custodial staff.
And then we'll also send out an email to those, I've already sent an email to all of the speakers, they've confirmed and they received their parking pass. But to, building committee, board of ed and town council, by the end of the week, they'll have their, like housekeeping items and parking passes. Because it's gonna be hot and sunny and people are gonna be standing for 45 minutes, we are gonna have, coolers with water. We've also talked about, and we're gonna work this out with the police department too, like a triage tent in case of an emergency or first aid or something, with that many people. That was something we wanted to make sure that we have as well. That's kind of the main stuff on this first page to go over. Any questions on that? Second page. So event setup, like we talked about before, the location for the ribbon cutting is going to be at the main entrance. If it rains, we are going to move the activities inside to, depending on the number of people at the cafeteria or the gym. There's some big space where we can put all the people in, but it would just move inside. We are going to have, like we talked about, 50 chairs available in that email to registered attendees. It basically says, these are for people that need it. We'll have approximately 50 chairs for those in need. But if you need special accommodations, reach out to me and we'll make sure that you have that spot. So it's gonna be first come, first serve, and we're gonna try to manage it as much as possible, but hopefully people are respectful and courteous for those. Large scissors received. I have them in my office. Open unboxing them. I almost lost a toe.
I did call those for the rest of the year. I get to use those.
But they're good. They work. We tested it out.
What's your bell?
Oh, that's the kind and they're red. They're not quite maroon, but they're red. So we find that. I did order a custom banner. I took a picture of the proof that they sent me there. It says Farmington High School across it. I also got a backup banner that's just maroon, just in case. So we have a banner and a backup banner. I was thinking I'll bring a steamer with me to work on Monday to make sure it's nice and. We don't want a wrinkled banner. So, it's also 12 feet because we're gonna have a lot of people behind it. So it's. I think we're good with the banner. They're the ribbon. Students will be cutting the ribbon. Russ has been working on getting 4 students to do the ribbon, representing one from each grade and representing the Farmington student body. So just finalizing those details. But we are going to call up building committee members, town council, board of ed, our professional partners, student representatives, and our speakers to be behind the students for the cutting. So that's going to be a great photo opportunity. But once that ribbon is cut, it's going to be a free for all into the building. So we'll be managing and making sure the appropriate people are behind that ribbon. The stage setup is going to be just like it was for the topping off ceremony, podium, flags, right below the main entrance with the speakers having seats to the side and then the 50 chairs in front. AV, so as the registration number was growing, we realized that our AV in-house could not project for 700, 800, 1,000 people to hear, so we have contracted that out. We figured if we're going to do this, let's do it right, and make sure people in the back would be able to hear us, because I would be mad if I was standing for 45 minutes and couldn't hear. So that's all set up. And then we have an in-house photographer that is confirmed as We'll get to the program, so I'm just gonna skip over that part right now. Press release, we're planning to send a press release out either tomorrow or Friday. A draft press release is here, so we can go over the language for this, if there is some deliberate language that I included in here, but we'll go over that. When we go into the building, we are going to have 7 of our district mascots there.
Oh, photo opportunity, Meg. I mean, maybe.
I don't think one of them are the reason why I did this.
That moment.
So there'll be students that have volunteered to be in the mascot costumes, and they will help us get people into the cafeteria, and it's a nice photo opportunity as well. We'll have that backdrop stepping repeat that we had for the ribbon cutting, or the topping off ceremony, inside by that stairwell in the cafeteria. That's where the mascots will congregate, and people can walk through, take photos, and on their way through to the cafeteria. We have also, going on to the next page, we have also ordered a balloon arch to kind of show your way to that step and repeat area and cafeteria, and then just some balloons near the food tables and everything. Just simple decorative something, but we don't want to take away from them. Ceremony speakers. We have a draft program to go over in here as well, but just quickly the order. The marching band, and potentially strings, students playing, a strings group will be in the cafeteria in background, potentially we're still finalizing that as well. The ceremony opening, the marching band will be outside, bringing us in. There'll be pledge of allegiance, and Kathy will give the welcoming remarks. We'll start with state and federal officials. Blumenthal may or may not be there. We're still waiting to confirm tomorrow. I'm trying to get there, but he would be the first one. Johanna Hayes has confirmed, and the Department of Education Commissioner has confirmed. So those will be those dignitaries. Our state legislative delegation, all 4 of our representatives and senators have confirmed. They will go up together and collectively give their speech. And then local officials, we have town council chair, board of ed chair, and Meg will give her speech. On the student speaker, we have a great student that's going to be giving a speech, and Russ will be introducing her. So we're going to add Russ on that program line as well. And then we were talking the logistics of this out, but Kathy, we figured we'd close the ceremony at that point and then invite those people for the ribbon cutting up. Just because as we were going back and forth, if we did the ribbon cutting first, nobody's going to want to get that.
I would. And well, also, we're going to have the band, once the ribbon cutting's done, the band starts to play. And I say all this before, and then the students will kind of lead everyone into the high school with the band playing. So.
We also did create gift bags for our speakers, just something nice, and thanking them for coming to this big event. So included in the branded Farmington Riverhawks drawstring bag is a Riverhawk hat and a Town of Farmington tumbler. So just something to thank them for coming to our event. Just some other items on the next page are just to send emails that we've talked about. We can go over those things for everybody registered and town council, board of ed, and building committee with their parking passes, and just kind of level setting everybody. As we go over some of the language in here, it's important to remind people that this is the completion of another phase of the project. We still have site work and demolition and renovation going on. So, you know, as you go up the hill, it's still a construction site on this, you know, like there's still work to be done. So we kind of want people to understand that as they're coming in.
Where is that post?
It's back in the email that we're going to. And then open house wise, Chartwell's will be providing a cookie, like a dessert table with cookies and brownies, fruit and veggie platters, and coffee, tea, water. And then we've also ordered, a limited number, and this was a great idea by Kathy's office, of River Hawk cookies, like branded River Hawk cookies, FHS and stars, there's about 200 cookies of those, it's a nice thing to grab and take home if you're one of the first 200 in the building. Everyone else will have a chocolate chip cookie or a sugar. But I think it's a nice way to brand that as well. So we've ordered all of that from Chartwell's, which is the food service vendor at the high school. We will have hall monitors, police officers, and our CERT team inside the building kind of blocking off where people can and cannot go. We put together a slideshow, it's up there now, playing on the display screens, just like progress of construction from the beginning through the latest rainbow picture that was taken the other night by Dan, so.
It was amazing.
It's beautiful.
It doesn't look like it didn't.
Right.
And then, like we said, we're gonna have the strings group for the cafeteria potentially, and inside the program is a QR code that people will be able to scan, and then they'll pop up to a page on our website that has a floor plan showing the areas that they are able to go into. We're not gonna lay out those areas until probably Monday morning, just because, you know, certain space, we want to just make sure that certain spaces are ready, or, you know, the logistics of those, things. So, doing the QR code instead of printing it gives us that flexibility to make that last.
And we just also, we're trying to be respectful of our teachers because they set up their classrooms the next day, 1,300 students coming to that high school, and we need to be ready. So we just can't have every single space open. And so we're trying to limit, like give everyone an idea of the, you know, different classrooms, but not go everywhere.
I think that's just too hard to manage for 1,000 people. I'm walking around, so I think it's more this.
So that's our planning document. Before we move on to some of the like messaging and communication that we still have left to do for this, are there any questions or thoughts about what we have planned so far?
It's a small kind of suggestion, and it's a small detail, but we were talking about the photos. Would it be better if like we were encouraged to wear like one, two colors, like red, or staying with a few, or the.
I mean, I already bought bright pink dress for the occasion, so. I let them know it's okay.
I mean, this is great.
No, I think that would be a cool idea, but I think like the public to wear those colors.
Or whoever's gonna be in the photo, you're talking about a few photo shoots behind the ribbon and so that was.
Yeah, no, that would look cool, to be cohesive, but it might be a lot.
Yeah, you're saying like, the speakers, you know, I just don't know if people would be able to get that kind of set by Monday, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not sure.
You know,
we
how
have
to
no
know this branding.
Would we first have to wear them?
maroon or something? I mean,
I don't know.
Go first.
No, I just want winter. Or.
First culture.
Well, I'm just thinking, several things here. I'll go back to the questions and move on. One is, when you talk about a citation proclamation, give the state reps something to do, they'll do it in 5 minutes. Rather than just not go on and read the proclamation, saying, this is a great event.
They do.
They're
Yeah.
But we could still check.
I can call.
But that is like pretty standard, like, do that
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah, just to have that take 5 minutes.
Yeah, right, and it would be all of
For
it.
the state is
Like,
running,
every-
yeah, the state is having
Yeah.
to contribute. And I know we talked this morning about the video of the event, so is that been resolved?
We haven't talked about, we have a photographer, I'm not sure if we talked about a video.
I suggest, I really think you need to do a video so that you can have it for the future and also put some of this on. you know, particularly this way of documenting speakers, people going in the building. I also put on there too, which I did when we had that little, when they had the groundbreaking. I went and did some quick interviews, 4 or 5 attendees, and get them on, you know, ask what does this mean to you in your community? And, you know, treating this more as, you know, some of the PR stuff. You know, you've got all these people coming, why'd you come? What does this mean something? And that should be all part, and then you put together a video of a final kind of, here's a testimonial piece of what you said. So it isn't so haphazard, we got a photo here. I mean, I'll be photographing, I'm probably my photographer too. So we're gonna document this pretty well. And I'm going to the building this Friday, photographing all the spaces to have us for the newsletter, having the posterity before the building opens up. And then somewhere down the road, having information, actually photographing the classroom. In fact, that'd be pretty useful going forward. And so I'm just thinking these are, you know, not often be done at once, but I think a video decision, you know, and if you're having a problem getting one, you have to let them know. Just, you know, getting a videographer in there. I mean, you don't want to do it, I'm just, it's a missed opportunity. We don't do it.
Yeah, I don't, you know, we have to ask, I don't think we have planned on setting anything up that internally to do a video. No, Matt's saying no. I don't know.
We just need some of the stand-up front, that's to document the ceremony of ribbon cutting. And then it can be very captured on the inside, I can capture some of that. People walking around, stuff like that. But actually the ceremony itself, I have that on the website, would be great. So people can see.
Yeah, I mean, we can look into it, I just, you know, this is, it's hard on us only because we start school the next day and we're so, you know, just getting into the building. Today, you know, for our teachers, it's a lot to move into a building, unpack, and just do the normal. We're starting school. I just don't know if the Edge Media Lab could do that at this point.
What if we had someone in the community who maybe was gonna be there anyway that might have some expertise?
Well, I mean, I got a team that does this all the time.
Right.
You know, I can get them in here, get 2 videographers.
What does that add to the cost?
Yeah, well, they have to be paid. And you know, the professional videographers, and I'd rather have really good quality, not kind of homemade.
No, I'm thinking someone who does it.
I mean, if you could, if you got someone in the community does it, wants to volunteer, that's great, but they gotta be scripted out. And I agree, you shouldn't have to worry about this, this is just, you know, it should be done. I mean, yeah, we'll have plenty of photographs, but documenting
Yeah.
speeches and getting everything there, it's just once in a lifetime kind of situation. And that also some of it would be a kind of a B-roll situation for the media. So we have this available for you, here,
Yeah.
take what you want from it. You might get people, some of the media might come out and cover this, but they're not gonna cover it.
Well, we talked about doing just press release because we don't know if they're gonna send anyone, and those who don't will have, or
Well-
if they send people, they'll have.
Yeah, I'll talk about what we have to add to the press release. I mean, you got the Dawn's, but we gotta beef that up a little bit more too. And so those are my suggestions, and I can fill in some of this stuff. I'm gonna be there anyway, and you know, put on my hat. My photography days, you know, I've covered many events, and I'll document the best I can, but the videographer, they got to set the stand, photograph it. And we can take our iPhones and interview people quickly, it's easy to do. And getting some of the thoughts, even ask some of the teachers, what's this mean to you, the kids there, I mean, it's a great opportunity to get something on record. Beyond just a few photographs, just, you know.
You do have an open house in October that might be where you can interview
Yeah.
more personable.
Yeah, well, we can do better, more structured interviews. This is just catching on. You know, this is, you want to get as much as you can edit and do what you want, but we'll have a nice documentation of it. And it's saying to the community, here's your investment. So this, let me know. What you want to do.
I should, sorry, trying to tell that, so I have some of the DJI cameras, small gimbal ones, I have like 2 or 3, so I can bring them, and I can record, definitely record the ceremony. And then I'll recruit my kids for FHS students next year, I'll get one angle, one on one
Yeah,
angle,
that'd be.
and get some B rolls and stuff.
I'll work that out with you.
It's fine. I teach video art, so it actually works.
They were documented to.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. This is an opportunity you won't regret. That's
Yeah,
what I
we-
hope. You won't regret. I record everything. You just, you can always
No.
just store
I can get some of the casual video, but we just need some professional things for the half hour.
it. Yeah, so I have a small DJI camera, like, we can talk offline, but, and if it's like, if I come earlier, maybe.
Let's say your own.
Yeah, we have some professional cameras.
Okay, yeah, well, we can work that out, yeah, fine, see if we can nail some of those.
And I like being busy, so I'm gonna support.
We gotta get the next guys.
Yes. Very good.
So anything else related to like the logistics of the ceremony that we've maybe overlooking or forgetting? Hopefully not.
I think it's great to get into the large, the plan on 10% is not shown.
Yeah, but I also think there's a percentage that didn't RSVP.
There is about the one, yeah.
Yeah, which is totally
I
fine.
don't know who would predict, there's probably experts in event planning that would predict how that falls. People will show up without RSVP.
So they might go, it's too hot, and I go, we'll
I
see.
think it might be a wash. Can't imagine that one.
But it's more of a captive audience, parents and stuff. Yeah, that's.
So I had a conversation with a parent that was talking about it. And we had mentioned that we're gonna be going in during open house, because they have two children also going to high school, and they didn't really know that. So I did mention that, I said, hey, you know, like the open house, we're gonna be able to go in, so I kind of thought like this would be the only opportunity. So I didn't know that was.
So I did, as registrations were increasing as well, I did add to the website, like, can't make the event on August 25th.
Okay.
You will be able to see there'll be another opportunity to see the building, well, we're planning coming for the school.
Okay.
So I did try to cover that, yeah, that's like I was information.
It is, but what you're talking about, as Linda was saying, some parents, when I get for school, and they don't know. Yeah, these are parents that.
You
have-
get two
Yeah.
chances.
And that way, yeah, you know,
But I'm-
It's been a time, couple of years around the day, I don't know if the parents are sure that they can go and walk in the building. So this is just what, these are just some conversations on the.
Yes, that makes sense.
And then,
Yeah.
so I just don't know that, you know, I know some of that out there, but maybe if something from Melissa's end, and say like, hey, you know, open house is coming and you're gonna have a chance as a parent to come in.
It like the parent, the school sponsors open house.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's what the conversation was, these are parents that are like, well, I want to see this in school that my child is attending. I don't feel like I'm gonna be able to go, if I can't go to this event.
Is the open house for the parents set prior to the.
Right.
the regular
Yeah.
meeting?
I'm sorry?
Yeah. But I'm just thinking maybe a little bit of a early,
Yeah.
before this, they were like, oh, gosh.
No.
Oh,
it's just,
Yeah, I mean, well,
it's the time.
Oh, yeah. Not
Yeah,
private.
those are all valued. That at least we'll buy it, right? You got parents, it is groups, right?
Yeah,
Probably
they-
not school, it's gonna look-
You talk about the kids standard.
That's-
And then we have to tell them
Yeah.
here.
yeah. I don't know what I call it.
On that, night, we get to go in the classroom, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, they go and the teacher does a presentation on what they do.
And so then that might be worth just mentioning that open house is gonna be.
Yeah, as a reminder for FHS parents, there's an open house on September 26th.
Yeah.
Because maybe as some would say, oh, why not, I'm just being bad, like this, I have another opportunity.
Especially if they have younger kids. Stress, but I can't.
But it will be, you can go into all, you know, all the areas by then, it's just the day before school.
Right.
So,
You don't have to feel like I was in one.
Right, that's what I.
Yeah, we can, I can add that,
We
I can add that to the website, we can also include it in this email too, like, you know, we also have other opportunities, this isn't the only opportunity.
Right.
FHS
the
parents,
opportunity.
you'll have this, all other public, members of the public, you'll be able to come to our fall event.
Because someone might come and see the traffic and say, listen, there are gonna be other opportunities, maybe this isn't the one we attack, you
Yeah.
know, because there's a backup or there's no parking, whatever it might be.
So do we want to jump into maybe either the press release or the email?
Let's do the email first.
Okay. So let me just walk you through my thought process very quickly. The first kind of paragraph, first few sentences, you know, we look forward to celebrating, but then there's that next level, that paragraph. After years of planning, dedication, and effort, this event celebrates the substantial completion of the second phase construction of the building of Farmington High School building project. Substantial completion is intentional because we currently have a temporary certificate of occupancy for everything except the auditorium. So there may be some spaces that are not 100%, but the building is substantially complete, safe, exciting. We're good to go with that. Next sentence is, opening a safe building for students has always been the most important part of this project. We want to remind you that per our schedule, the overall campus is still under construction. This includes demolition, renovation of the 900 wing, the Farmington Public School Central Office, and the FHS Fieldhouse locker rooms, and landscaping and site work. We are on target to complete the remaining phases by June 2025. Below is important information regarding the upcoming celebration. Parking, we'll talk about the parking passes in there, where they're parking, we'll send this map, and then also we'll say, if you can carpool or walk, that is highly encouraged. Ribbon cutting ceremony, we wanted to highlight that we're gonna begin promptly at 5 p.m. So factor in Farmington traffic as it's rush hour time. It's expected to last 45 minutes. It's outside and it's standing room only. We also have approximately 50 chairs designated for people in. So kind of level setting what to expect when you get there. It's outside, it's gonna be hot, no shade, you have to stand, it's 40 minutes. I'm really making it. And then open house, again, level setting that immediately following the ribbon cutting, guests will be invited in the building. They'll be limited to certain areas as school starts the next morning, and we do not want to disrupt the learning spaces. Light refreshments will be served, and we're just gonna make sure in the cafeteria, to be clear. And then that was kind of the idea, so it's a level set.
Do you want to write it, please, for the traffic?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, somewhere in here, so I agree with you. You know, we are expecting a large turnout, something around.
Large turnout.
Attendance, so.
Yeah.
Please check.
Yeah.
Yeah, one that's not real.
Should we encourage then those attending the ceremony, or the members, us, everybody else to show up like 4:30 arrival? Or
Yeah, in the email to, I have a separate email, I don't think I printed it, 'cause it's very similar. To Board of Ed, Town Council, and Building Committee is basically just gonna be the same intro. And then the logistics are slightly different. I can put a like a time, we encourage you to arrive at 4:30.
I would suggest we're gonna
Yeah,
come at 4:30, it's gonna talk about.
4:15.
That's 4:15.
Tell us of the.
They do have the premier parking and
Yeah.
the speakers are the only ones with the designated seating. So it's also by coming early, you're also standing around, for longer, but I mean, it helps to get everybody
Some people need that little reminder, and even that 15 minutes little earlier than
there. Yeah.
4:30. Yeah.
Very minor thing.
Okay. I think it would be
Is right later.
You can change the 50 written out to 50 if you want. I know it's hard.
grammar.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like 45.
Have you had anyone requesting special accommodations?
No. Did we put this up in the, or do you see a reason to put this up? I know it's late now, but in the senior center?
I haven't.
Oh, or anything like the postcard or anything. I mean, they should have gotten it in the mail, but I'm just.
I don't think we have any flyer just because we did multiple physical mailings, but I can send it. It doesn't hurt. I can send it. I have them.
It's just a population, I think maybe would be curious.
Yeah, no problem.
Do we still do that, go back to school thing when the senior citizen from Farmington and get free tickets for? Now that we actually have a place that's
I thought
accessible
it,
and.
I mean, I guess we
Yeah,
don't read all.
I have to, I'll bring it together.
I just
Because
wanna-
I have
I
to
really-
figure that out. I think it's
Do
my
language.
one ever,
Yep, I can, accessible grades and.
maybe it would be something, yeah.
I think people know because we've been talking about, sorry, talking about the schedule for so like it's hard to,
We've done the project for so long.
yes.
How we always presented it, but.
But it's been a long, you know, like this project's been going on for a long time that people are like, oh, the new building's opening, and then you go up there and you're like,
Right.
there's no grass.
Right.
You know, but that's not done yet.
Yeah.
So I just wanna make sure people have their expectations set.
Well, you make it clear, when the leases go through, it's still a site.
Yes, and that's what we, and that's kind of mirrored in the press releases. So any other edits or comments you think we're missing from the email?
Russ was gonna ask, Russ, I was gonna, how many community groups you estimate are gonna use the building one way or the other?
I mean, we're getting communication a lot, like the Farmington Valley Orchestra, like different things like that. Plus groups that we have already in our building that haven't hosted things, are also, looking to now host things in our building.
You might want to advise them.
Statewide robotics competition, things like that as well.
You might want to open them to the open general. And since you're using the building, you might as well say it or whatever, what space they're using. You know, it's a captive building, that uses the building. And some might be showing up pretty grand opening, but somehow just something in an email saying, you're welcome to come to the house. You know, your group uses this facility, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a building that a lot of people use, the old building, because of the condition, you know, of that building, so. You know, even our own students stopped using the auditorium, like you're saying, or hosting big events, we stopped because it was very challenging up there. So we do expect an increase within our school of the use of the building, hosting things, inviting residents in, for different exhibitions of learning and things like that. So, you know, we always have facility use opportunities, and, you know, that's on our website. But I would say our community at times is challenging to get any building use because our buildings are used so much by the school district and recreation. You know, so that is always a challenge for us. But certainly, you know, I think what you said is absolutely true. Like, there's just to have robotics at our high school and not off-site is a game changer for us, and it will transform that program.
We just got to do one more time too, so we got a couple things we need to get through, so the letter to the press release and then.
Yeah, just a quick, just sending a.
Well, let's do press release. Just make sure, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's here.
Actually, it's in the media, it's one separate program, just to make sure we're not missing anything there.
Yeah, I think if we can make it one from or add to it at all. We have to explain here, pull out something out of a place for enhancing our value, why the building was done. So pulling out of what Kathy, we've had one, we did on the master. We have to put something in there afterwards. I would also, while this is state of the art 21st century, you know, a little promo copy doesn't hurt in a press release. I mean, I can work on this. You have the bones of it, but we want to beef it up. The other thing is, we have to have a link into photographs and video. And so they can download as a B-roll, put it in their media. You have to assume the radio's media. And the more you give them, the more coverage you get. I've been doing it for years, and it just gets worse. They don't want to do any heavy lifting anymore. So they'll come out, take a picture, and you also just being able to have it on the website, doing this stuff, other stuff. So I think you've got the meat of it, but let's get the value. With your value statement in here. So, I mean, I can edit down what you wrote on this, Kathy, about enhancing. You only have 6 bullet items. I'm just putting in a couple of sentences and give the reason why the building is built. And So they, when they put it in the article, that doesn't become a press release, it's really a calendar listing. And I don't want this to be a calendar listing.
So you spoon feed them a little bit, because if they
You
don't
gotta-
write their own
I
article.
mean, I think it's pretty,
Yeah,
you know,
I'll
it's not you're wrong, you got.
no, please. I'll send you the, Word document, that we have this to see, right in there, then if you can send it, we'll review it. And.
I need a couple of quotes, Kathy, for us. It's
So
been-
we're gonna, we figured we'd have like a secretary of quotes from Bill, me, Joe Capaferro, Meg, Russ. Just have those available to the press because they always ask for them afterwards.
Yeah.
And we could put it in the press release, but we could also just have it, various quotes are attached from, elected officials and school leaders. And we were going to, Dee is gonna send that to all of those different people, and you're just gonna be able to put your quote right in there. Because we do get, that is always a request, so what is your quote about the ribbon cutting, about the new high school, that type of thing, and we already sent Russ and I, to the Valley Press, some information about like what we're looking forward to this year, and of course, a big part of that is opening a new, high school.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
that would be after, kind of like after the event, that you get, and this is more before.
yeah, I need a couple of quotes for the press release.
Well, we'll have those.
Yeah, just give those to me.
Yeah, it's used like what the speakers are saying, can't you use those as quotes?
No, I just need a couple sentences for them to put in when they write the release. They always have their quotes, but again, if we're getting it, whoever media shows up, they might get the quote on the spot, they hand out paper. But a press release, just do it again for people who are just not gonna do it in the media. They just want, the superintendent said this, the principal, whoever you guys decide, there's a couple of folks in here or men, it doesn't matter. So they have a quote they could use, and particularly for radio, they're gonna use some radio, thinking of other social media outlets. You just gotta we just gotta do a lot more stuff for them.
I think we're talking about two different press releases though, right? I mean, I think having, kind of approaching this as letting the press know what's happening, or letting the public know what's happening via the press. And then what Kathy's talking about is kind of afterwards with.
They gotta combine, they only get one chance for the press release. Yeah, I mean, you can try, but you're only gonna cover this the opening, you wanna give them some meat, they'll take a chance from it. They're not gonna take a second press release.
So then should this wait till after? I feel like this would be more, we want them to show up, right?
That's gotta go up prior. This has to go up by Friday.
So I think I'm a little confused too.
Then you get the photos.
Yeah, I'm gonna say vote was her. I feel like this is like two different press releases, right? One announcing and saying, hey, come
And
to
very
it.
short and sweet.
Which I kind of feel like we've done. I mean, we have almost close to 1,000 people coming. I don't know how much more advertising.
That's
No,
I
But I'm wondering, should we hold on on this? Right, but after, so
Yeah.
but after, we're gonna have.
That we take out, please come and join us. This is a statement about the project, not about them coming to the event. You got more than enough people.
So are we doing a press release that we held, like, after saying?
Yeah,
We held the press, we held the ribbon cutting and open house, like, this is what
we
happened.
have the date of the event, and then you write whatever you want, send it to cover.
Yeah, so that's it, this becomes judgment calls, so we get it out before, so they have it when they're gonna write it up, or you just give them the release right on the spot there and say, but you're not gonna get all the media there, so we wanna cover it, so it's a matter of getting this stuff out. Because of their, it's all the old news.
Wouldn't some of the guest speakers have press releases, like they kind of tell the press where they're gonna be? And the press would
They would
show up there, or their public relations people would show up there and release a quote about things. I would think that happens because, whenever we have someone come, there's usually that is an elected official at the state or. Ellen has been here, Johanna Hayes has been here with our students, and then they kind of publicize that.
Well, they usually call a calendar this, they'll say, I'm giving a talk there, and that's it. So I'm saying, we're gonna be at this site, they're not gonna do press releases.
Might be on social media.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
if the governor was coming, or both senators, they might do it, but even on that level, it's, you gotta give them talking points.
But you guys release stuff to the, I know I write stuff for the Valley Press, my school district.
Yeah, that's the stuff, we want to keep this as an indication, we're first using about the opening of the high school. That's really what we're talking about. I think since you got so many people, you don't need to invite them unless you feel it's being nice to do it or you do it that way. And that's a separate thing versus the press release about exactly what's going on, which is a longer thing, is what I'm talking about.
How about
That's-
the
that's your
media
judgment.
list, right, and then just blast out the basic details, and then maybe you have it written up mostly beforehand, what to report on the,
Yeah.
what happened, goes out like that night.
The media that we contact for these, we have relationships with. So, you know, I always send press releases to the same group of reporters that know us. So if they are missing information, they'll be like, give me a quote on this.
Maybe that first outreach is just, hey, wanted you to know this is happening, you didn't see it already, and that's not really a press release, that's just like a friendly email, this is happening.
Yeah,
And then
just an announcement,
the
please.
press
But
release.
so what if I send, this is basically an announcement that we're having here today.
Right.
If I send this to the press group that we have, and then we'll say a formal press release will be sent following the event.
Or
Or
fact sheet background.
a fact sheet will have
That's
all.
saying, here's folks, here's, it's been more neat.
So they know that. it's coming.
There's
Well, this is stuff that you can use to your
photographs.
story.
Yeah.
That's what I.
So we're sending the fact sheet after the event, or right, like, concurrent, like Monday morning. Okay, like before the event, we'll send it, but a fact sheet is for.
Fact sheet.
But when you send it Friday, it gives them time to plan. It's just that they have to plan, like, when the reporters and the coming. Because the news, they have to report, they have to plan their stories.
Right, so I was thinking, if I send this, as we have it now, to that group, like the group I have, which covers all of the media outlets, and saying, you know, here's an invitation.
Yeah, when you
To,
have, I would take.
it's not a press, an invitation,
This is the event, here's. some
here's the event,
facts,
here's news and information, a fact sheet with, and quotes will be
Available that day.
available there.
They send it, so you send it, you hand it out, whatever media shows up, hand it out.
Yeah, then we have time to put that together, but we can get this out.
Yeah, that timeline would pay for you. And then the links, the photos, none of them happen.
They're doing the work for us.
Right, and then that's the thing,
They're
we'll
gonna
do that work, like, get let's make sure the press knows about it. Get them there, and then we'll ask who you them the rest.
Yeah, so you got both ways, you're inviting people who still want to do it, and then the media, so they have, how they can write about it, because you're gonna just flip everything from that fact sheet, so like the
But
article.
it was too bad, but I believe we talked about the photos.
Now,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna take.
No, that'd be.
Right.
In other words, the video, or the video, or
They know somewhere to go.
if they want it. Some will take it, some won't, but the best thing is just make it available to that. But you wanna get visuals. You know, it's like seeing some of this television stations, so, this would be fine enough to get that. Just, it's, dedicated to the house.
It's a little sense.
It's actually a dedication or just a ribbon cut?
It's a lot.
A dedication or a ribbon cut? Or both?
We don't have to.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay.
All right, I have got 3 minutes, that's 3.
All right, there's,
If we want to.
I updated, they're sending out again the big guy. Long. It's a celebration piece, so we're putting in photographs. Which is neutral illustration of the photographs, buildings. I think Kathy, this also about the engagement of children, there's 6 photos here. I think that's the whole stuff. And then the changes, you guys got a handout. We have a new site map, clean that up a little bit, the calendar. And then I left a section there on the B side here, or actually A side, which is kind of a thank you. Here to work on it, but everyone to do in that space. It's on, yeah, it's on, you see it on the lower left,
Yeah.
there's empty space. We have the green down there. There will be one for those people, it's been a 5-year project, kind of a quick summary on here, and, I assume all those the definitions still hold up. I assume those have not changed. I mean, Russ would happy to take a look at that, and do it that way, because this is going out after. This is gonna be going out mid-September, and we'll have the open house, so we'll have on that one there. On the back page here. And Russ, what I might have, if you have any new photographs from last year's events, or Kathy from the schools, or from the high school, any new photos that we have in the newsletter from the high school, you can put up new photos. So you can have those available. Just have the send it. So that's it. So the back of the page is a great spot. You're welcome to go for now. I just need more information. Go to this, you know, to the QR code. Good to know.
Perfect. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn? Motion. Okay. Second. All in favor, aye. Motion passes, please, adjourn for 59.
That's fine.